Okay, so this is a video to explain the game for those unfamiliar with it, or as a bonus or basics video for the general route if you're interested into getting into the game or the category itself. So starting off, this is, Savant, Ascent, an indie shoot 'em up by D-Pad Studios. The original release was done in about 5 weeks as a break from their main project Owlboy, I think. And this was last summer, so it released around August. It's had several big updates, which has included updates and modes and all of that, and it made it a way more fun game to run. There may also be a new update coming in the near future because Savant released a new album, so we'll see about that. Anyway, the story is based around Savant, the artist that is commonly known for his electronic music, I would say. And the game all starts out in story mode, as you can see here, where Savant got cast out of his tower due to some malicious orb, and your task is kind of to reclaim the tower. And these orb also transformed your surroundings into lots of enemies, so that's what's going on at the moment. On the way up, you also can unlock abilities by collecting CDs, and the CDs drop from golden fodders. They are the normal mobs you can see here in green are called fodders, and then you have the golden ones that drop CDs. Once you've collected 4 pieces, you get 1 CD, and this stage and 2 others contain CDs, and a total of 2 CDs or 8 pieces each. So I'm also taking some damage here, and it is intentional because you can only activate the CDs once you have died. So I complete this stage and then do a death abuse to activate them for the next part. This finally makes it quicker, so even though I would say lose some time to dying, you still save time compared to not getting the upgrades at all. So the upgrades you get are the first and the second CD. They increase your missile count of the first attack you do. It splits it into 5, and it also seems like it's more powerful. And you also get a boost bar at the bottom, and a boost that will insta-kill pretty much any enemy except for the big worms that will be present in this and the next levels. And for those worms, it will just push them away really, and it's not necessary to have the charge beam to complete the game. I checked out if it would be possible to just do 1 death abuse after this level, but killing the worm without any upgrades or the charge beam is just so much slower that it's not worth it. And it would also be really risky and overall just slow and bad. Maybe in the future. So the other enemies you have here are iron copters and blue bladers. Blue bladers are the things you'll see to stand on one side and then swing across if they get the time to earn enough momentum. The iron copters are the mobs you'll see on the sides that will just cross over the stage and do a loop back, I think, if you don't kill them. So pretty much be in the way for your platforms. And there's only 2 platforms here, so might as well kill them. You'll also see that I let the CDs just hang around. That's because I need to pick them up, and they take as much time no matter when you pick them up. And they also grant invincibility and a tiny bit of boost bar, so I like to keep them around for cases where something might happen or I end up behind on fodders or something where I normally would die. It's a lot better to just grab a CD. So you also see that I pushed a worm back there. It'll just come back if I don't kill it. It takes about 2 charge beams to kill it if you hit it correctly. And another thing is that if you hit it correctly, you'll see the bar fill up again, so you really want that so you can, I guess, shoot it again. Or shoot other things if necessary. So the second death abuse is coming up here. That's also why I take damage in that stage, because you have to wait quite a while here for the ability to kill yourself. You see the orb itself, and you need to kill what comes out of it, and then kill the orb itself. But it's the next upgrades will make the charge boost bar more powerful. You also get it split into 5 into 3 instead of 3. And you also get an upgrade that makes your missiles more powerful whenever the boost bar is full. So now more than ever it's important to keep the boost bar at full. You can almost see my cursor lining up there. That's my queue. I line up pretty much in between those two posts on the side there. So since I die, I start up with an empty boost bar. And I tried to fill it. I could probably save some time here, to be honest, but it's really one of those things that got lamer, because you need to refill your boost bar to hit the orb and do more damage. Anyway, once the orb is dead, you face Wario, another of Savant CDs. And he only has attack and attack, really, so as long as I avoid those, it'll be all good. And the orb can't be damaged by anything but the charge boost bar, so by doing really precise shots here, you can kill it in almost 2 full charge boosts. But it's like really close, so it's a run killer. So instead of shooting it instantly, since I need to wait for the last box anyway, I like to wait a bit to make sure that I get it, because any else is like 30 seconds of time lost every time. For that story mode, you grab Wario's mask. That unlocks another mode, but I'm not going to play that because it's basically story mode all over again, just with different abilities. The other 2 modes that I'll do are Endless and then Time Attack. And Endless is really fun because it ends up being chaos, and I wouldn't call it a bullet hell, but it gets pretty chaotic when you have 3 or 4 or 5 snakes or worms, especially as I'm still missing upgrades. So that makes it a lot harder than anyone who would go for score attacks, because you do way less damage. So it ends up being all about not getting behind on shooting enemies, because once you get behind, you need to use CDs to not die, and once you run out of CDs, well, then you're going to run out of lives. So here again, I'm going to collect 4 CD pieces and 4 additional CD pieces, but I'm going to let them float around, like I said, as they're kind of a life insurance. You'll also see 1 worm here, but it'll also be spawning an additional worm every time they spawn, so the last thing you see in this mode is 4 worms. They spawn about every 50, 55 seconds, 40, something like that. And you'll see a CD about every 30 seconds. You see me jump around a bit, and that's pretty much to split the missile. It's a lot quicker, and it lets you reposition your cursor at the same time as you bounce around. So it's a bit quicker than clicking and unclicking, and it overall gives a better flow. And the enemies start changing colors in the background as well as the difficulty increases. It's still on pretty much the same damage as you'll see in story mode, but after these 2 worms, it'll increase and you'll see the color change. I grabbed a CD there just because I used to boost. The CD followers will despawn, so I like to shoot them if I don't think I'll kill them in time. So I also need to kill myself at the end of this, and I will probably take damage around after the 3rd worm spawn. Because once you've gotten rid of the worms, it's usually a breeze, and just end up really cleaning up until the last part, which is 4 worms. So you get 4 worms and then the last CD, and then kill yourself really, that's it. See them changing to blue now. And it's so important in this part not to do a bad shot like I did there, because you lose your damage boost and you lose your increased damage from missiles, and you just lose everything really, and it makes it kind of hectic, more hectic than it should be. Like, look at this, there's so much going on at the moment on screen. Luckily though, as I play this game, you get used to that it's very heavy on reflexes, and as you saw, those 2 died there, so I let myself take 2 points of damage so I can kill myself faster at the end. And these colors, of the background and such, are also the same as the upgrades you get with ultimate power. I'm not going to be using that, but I'm pretty sure they go in the same order. So black is lost. I've been playing endless, so I don't think I've seen them change off the black. That's like 14ish minutes into endless, and you know, you can see 4 worms here at the moment, and I think at 15 minutes you have way more. So I grabbed the last CD there, and now I pretty much sit there and wait for invincibility to end. Could have saved a tiny bit of time there, but it's overall pretty good. It's pretty common for the game to freeze here because I sit there spamming space. I've been talking to the devs about it and they're probably going to fix it, so a big shout out to them for being amazing and fixing stuff. So ending off here, now that I have all the CDs, I get a special power that lets me refill my charge bar pretty quickly, and I also get a grab. I'm not going to grab any enemies because it loses time. It's a new strat that you can use in time attack if you're going for a good time, but we're just going for the ultimate power now. So seeing how you can grab stuff, you know, like what else would you grab than the orb at the top of the tower? It's kind of a hidden secret thing, so spoilers I guess, but it's basically the last upgrade you can get in the game for now. And time attack, if you played or just watched someone do story mode or endless, is so much quicker than anything else, and it is a really hard adjustment to do from the other 2 levels, because suddenly you have things to shoot at absolutely all times and you need to prioritize what you shoot so they don't come charging at you. So here the ring spawns about, when the worm's looping back. Another big thing here that I could save a bit of time on for next time is that I screwed up the worm a bit. I can normally shoot it down in 2 like I said, and then I could go up here with a full boost bar, so I could save a couple seconds, probably like a second and a half maybe, and get the Philosopher's Stone as the ultimate power. Orb is called. I could get it a bit earlier. Even so though, I saved a ton of time. So that's time for this route, and I hope this commentary video kind of helped a tiny bit. So yeah, thanks for watching.